welcome back to the channel. My name is Claire, your host today. And today, obviously, we are still in the market transfer. I have everything united, everything in between. And before I even get to today's show, let me remind you to subscribe, like, and share. And also, this helps the channel to grow if you really want to support the channel, but also it helps us to connect, and you always want to come back when another new episode is uploaded. Without delaying so much, let's get into it. Now, there are talks in the Portugal dressing room that Bruno Fernandes told his teammates, those are Cristiano Ronaldo, the Diego Dalot, he told them, I'm staying at Old Trafford. And why would this even be news? Because Bruno Fernandes have been linked to clubs in Arabs. These are like the Saudi Pro League, the Al Hilal, the Al Nassr, and Ittihad. All these clubs have made approaches for for the Portugal international, but obviously he still have a 1 year on his contract, but there is also a possibility of extension, and it's being said that he has extended, but obviously these are rumors. He's extending how he's in the World Cup right now, participating in the World Cup. The only possible thing is that he talked to his teammates that he's staying. That's the only possibility. And also, if I was obviously last season he was attempted because they were giving a lucrative offer. Bruno is not that old and he's not that young, 31 years of age. He would be tempted to go, but right now his priority is staying with Manchester United since he helped the team to qualify for UEFA Champions League under Michael Carrick. So that means Bruno is really set to see this project come to fruition. So I don't think it would be a good idea for him to go join maybe Cristiano, because Cristiano is pushing 45 and Bruno is just 31. So I don't think he's there yet. He's old yet to leave the English Premier League. Even if he left, he would join Italy, he would join Spain, but going to Saudi Arabia, I don't think it would be, it would be very demure, as the Gen Zs call it. And Fernandez have confirmed this, that he's staying at Manchester United during the World Cup competition. He told this to his teammates. So now every United supporter, every, you know, just sit and relax. We're still with our captain. Okay. And moving on to Tottenham, we have some news from England, from this Tottenham Hotspurs. They are intensifying their efforts to beat Manchester United. I keep stressing this so much. Manchester hasn't done any signing, they haven't confirmed anything, they haven't denied anything. And this is being monitored by uh, clubs like clubs in England, because they're like, okay, so if you don't want to sign Mateus Fernandez, then we can do it. So Tottenham are now intensifying talks and their efforts to beat Manchester United to the signing of West Ham United's midfielder Mateus Fernandez, and Spurs are reportedly willing to meet the the exact amount the West Ham is desiring. That is 80 million US dollars. And also, this 21 year old, because he's really young. Well, I don't know what you call young, but comparing him to Casemiro, who they were playing on the same position, he's young. He's really young. And Manchester is not so keen on giving this much amount of money. So, like, Tottenham is like, you know what? If you don't do it, we'll do it. Okay. So, this has become now a war. A lot of teams are now, you know how life is funny. Life is so funny. Like, Mateus Fernandez wasn't really like a top dog, like, he wasn't top of his game in the past years. But now, him being him him participating in World Cup has now raised his value, and now teams are rushing and racing to sign him. So which team is going to end up, you know, scoring the points. Anyways, West Ham are demanding a fee in the region of 80 million US dollars, as I just said, for Fernandez, who joined them from Southampton last August for 44 million. So you see where it's tricky for West Ham to just be like, okay, you know what? Let's cut some fee, because they got him at 44 million US dollars. Yeah. Now they want to sell him at 80. That's a fair deal. But Manchester United is like, you know what? We can give you 60. So if they're not willing to, there is a saying, I see most girls use it. Well, I do. I use it sometimes. If one man can't, another man will. Okay. So West Ham is like, if Manchester United cannot give us the amount of fee we want, then we'll sell him somewhere else. But again, it comes back to, what does the guy want? Mateus, what does he want? And I'm so sure he wants to join Manchester United. I am so sure he even like there are rumors, talks that haven't been confirmed, but there are rumors that he told his inner circle that he would really love to join Manchester United. Anyways, let's pivot to, again, Roy Keane. We all know a pundit called Roy Keane. He's a pundit. He talks everything football, and he's known for his like harsh, and like he doesn't sugarcoat anything. Now, previously, Roy Keane had it with Bruno Fernandes. Ask me how. You know this record of Bruno Fernandes um being like the assist. Saying Roy Keane had it with Bruno Fernandes when he talked about his assist. So Bruno Fernandes was like crowned the assist king, and then Roy Keane went on a podcast and said Bruno Fernandes didn't want to score because the last game he assisted, and then like obviously the numbers went up, and then Roy Keane said Bruno Fernandes did not want to score. So he called him selfish. He was like, he did not want to score, he just wanted to up his numbers in the assist region. And Bruno Fernandes was like, no, that's not true. That's not true. I wasn't in the right position to score, so I assisted. Like, so that whole debacle, like everything was in the air. Everyone was like, Bruno Fernandes and Roy Keane are not, they're having beef. And recently, a few hours ago, Roy Keane suddenly changes his tone and his tune on Bruno Fernandes, where he said he made a pretty bold claim about Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes during Portugal's World Cup game against Uzbekistan. These two weren't on good terms, as I just told you, as Roy Keane criticized Bruno on his assist record on a podcast. But then he said Bruno Fernandes is one of the best players in the world, like a few hours ago. And then when they asked him, "Oh, but bro, you we remember the last time you were like he's selfish. He didn't want to score. He just wanted to assist so that his numbers can, skyrocket." And then he said they talked about it as men and they had a good talk. Cleared the air, and like now everything is good. And now he's coming back saying Bruno Fernandes is one of the best players in the world. No, he actually said he's the best player in the world, not one. Like he is. So you see, but we already know Bruno is the best. But then Roy Keane, he's so brutal in his opinions. Sometimes just be nice, Sometimes just be nice, because you never know who is at the end of the receiving, who is at the receiving end, how they're going to perceive this. Let's move on to David De Gea. David De Gea, the Spaniard who played for Manchester United. I actually was sad when he left, but sometimes you just need to start over, So now, following reports of Juventus interest, it is now suggested that David De Gea would like to leave. Like, he would only leave Fiorentina if he's only coming back to Manchester. Let me repeat this. So David De Gea is now playing for Fiorentina, yeah? But he's saying, if the only move that is on the table is to move to Manchester United, It's the only way I would leave. Now his contract is going to extend to 2028. We're now in 26. That's like 2 years to add on. So for him, it's like, I'm not moving anywhere else apart from if there is a chance of me going back to United. And according to Manchester Evening News, De Gea has made it clear that he would only be prepared to walk away from the Viola this summer for United, and that would be a return to Manchester United, where he had played for 20. He played from 2011, yeah, until his contract was allowed to run down in June of 2023. It was obviously an emotional departure. I remember it very well, and you know, after a year of waiting for the right opportunity, David De Gea has tempted back to the field by Fiorentina as a free agent in the summer of 2024. His contract runs to 2028, but he said obviously maybe he has a buyout clause, because there is no way he would want to come back to Manchester United if he doesn't have a buyout clause. And now, talking about goalkeepers, we have a number one in Manchester. Sene Lament has confirmed his position. He is a number one, no doubt. But Michael Carrick wants to strengthen the goalkeeping position, because now he's looking to sign a lot of well, there have been a lot of names, linking to Manchester United. But before we go there, before we see how many or who is on the list, on the short list, let's talk about Martin Dablak. Martin Dablak was a Manchester United player, uh, you know, and now he signed for Tottenham. This guy, and let me tell you one thing, he played for only yo he made only two appearances, like only two appearances, only two competitive appearances, both in the League Cups. And the funny part was, when the squad won the 2022-2023 EFL Cup under Eric Ten Hag, this guy got a medal. Like, imagine participating only in two games and then you have a medal. Like, that's how life works. It sometimes it doesn't matter how much work you put in. Destiny just comes in and you're like, yeah. Now Martin Dabrak has signed for Tottenham. He may only have played twice, yeah, for Manchester United, but he made history as the club's first ever Slovakian player, and still picked up the League Cup winners medal during his short spell at Old Trafford. Now, I'll come back to the goalkeepers that are on the short list, but let's talk about what is happening between Tottenham and Bruno Fernandes. Okay, I talked about this in the beginning, like the beginning of this show. I told you that Tottenham are intensifying their talks, their bid, but I really would like to know, what is United doing? It's the market window transfer season, for Christ's sake. They're not willing to offer anything. Huh? Anyways, let me. I'm also me. I'm getting tired of talking about Mateus Fernandez, Ederson. I'm tired of talking about these signings because they're not going anywhere. The talks are not going anywhere. Let's just talk about something else. Let's talk about Michael Carrick needing a number two goalkeeper after Sene Lamens. Now Manchester United are searching for a new backup goalkeeper, and on the short list, we have Carl Darlow and former academy graduate Sam Johnston, both on the short list with Alte. We all know Alte is leaving. He's leaving United and want an experienced homegrown deputy for Sene Lamens, because obviously we have Champions League coming up, and Premier League is not something so light to be like, okay, we can have one goalkeeper or two, the second one that that is not so convincing. So now Michael Carrick is looking for to strengthen that department. And why are they like doing this? Why is Michael Carrick saying, you know what, let's get goalkeepers? First of all, they need an experienced number two. behind Sene Lamens. That's a goalkeeper. And also, they need a goalkeeper who is comfortable with a backup role. Because let's talk about this. If if a player was to come to Manchester United and think they're going to be number one, that would be an issue. It will be a problem. So they need someone who understands, okay, yeah, Manchester needs me, but also I know I'm going to be number two. Because Sene Lamens, so far, there hasn't been any disadvantage, any no, he's confirmed it, he's the top dog. So now they're looking to strengthen that, but also looking for a guy who will be like, okay, you know what, I'm okay with being a number two. Okay. And also they need a homegrown option to help with squad registration requirements, because this also plays an important role in players on the team. And also they need someone on a low cost signing while fans are focused on outfield reinforcement. All these players, all these goalkeepers, the reason why Manchester United is keen on signing them is because, first of all, they're trying to strengthen their midfield. We have talks of Tchouaméni from Real Madrid. We have, we've been talking about Mateus Fernandes and other people. So Manchester is really focused on the midfield, but also they are like, you know what, we cannot negligate the goalkeeper position. And then I would want to ask you, which one makes more sense between these two goalkeepers? We have Sam Johnston. He's younger, played for Premier League. He's former United academy player, and he fulfills homegrown requirements. Okay, and then also we have Darlow. He's more likely being a cheaper potential, and also he's available on a free market, so he wouldn't have to be them buying him, or putting so much money. And he's very tactical. He's very tactical. So put it down in the comments. Who do you think is more suitable to come at Old Trafford? And also, we I need to talk about a Scotland goalkeeper, Angus Gunn. This could be a surprise move to Manchester United. As I said, they are looking to strengthen the goalkeeper position department, but also at a low fee, because their priority is not really the goalkeeper. Their priority is the midfield. Yeah. And then with Manchester United looking to offload Andre Onana and Alte, having seen Senne Lammens firmly cement himself as number one between the sticks last term, Gun would bring useful experience and goalkeeping backup. And also, Michael Carrick have yet to make any signings. Him and Manchester United, as I keep saying, they have yet to make any signings. They haven't completed anything. They are, and also you remember Hodgland, who United signed from Atalanta 3 years ago. He has made now his loan spell at Napoli permanent, and you know that Onana and Arte, and obviously Casemiro to Major League Soccer in the States. All those players who have left, they need their replacements. But Manchester United's main priority, top priority, remains in the midfield. He remains Tchouaméni, bringing the French international to Old Trafford, and also we have Mateus Fernandes. We have, I think, they opted out of Tonali. I think that deal is like done, and also Anderson. So, well, we will see. We will see what they decide to do. And this brings me to the end of today's show. And I want to thank you so much for always coming back. If you keep tuning in, if you keep checking out for new episodes, I appreciate you so much. The channel appreciates you. And I would like to end here, and remember to stay safe, stay healthy, and subscribe. See you later. Bye.